Yes, we're live. Merry Christmas. Shalom, Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah Barakatah, and Shalom, Yahweh Shema Alatha, Salakias. Shalom, Yahweh Shema Alathan, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. I'm Office of 1,000, Mashah, and this is the ISUPK lASHAWAN qADASH, coming to you every Friday from out of Detroit from 3 o'clock until 5 o'clock. Before we get into the class, let's talk a little bit about a couple of things. First of all, we do want to talk about the upcoming Passover. The Passover will be April 24th, and we're going to be hitting it in where? Houston, Texas. Why? Because the Most High is dealing with our oppressors up in New York, so therefore we've changed the venue. We changed the venue, so it's going to be in Houston at the B&H Ranch in Houston, Texas. As Captain Akkad always say, be there or be square. If you check the sound, make sure you can hear another one. Be there or be square. So Shalom, the Sister Shemayim, Sister D, and also Officer 50, Awaya. Glad to see y'all in the class. Everybody check in. Looking for a few more people to check in. Also coming up in Flint, February 13th. It's Captain of 10,000 Laban. He's going to be giving a lecture in Flint, Michigan. Look at here, don't miss it. And the title of the lecture is The Gods of the Other Nations. The Gods of the Other Nations. You want to be there, or you're gonna miss something. You're gonna miss some education. You're gonna miss some enlightenment. Make sure you be there. Of course, we're gonna broadcast it live, but we'd like to see your face in the place. And that's the Gods of the Other Nations. That's February 13th, 2021. All right, then. I want to read to y'all. I'm going to start off today reading to y'all a little bit something called A Brief History of the Hebrew Language. And in a minute, I'm going to show you why this is important. lASHAWAN qADASH. That's what we study. That's the Hebrew language. lASHAWAN qADASH, the Holy Tongue, which is Hebrew, is the father of all languages of the earth. In the beginning, Hebrew was the only language spoken by all nations. Y'all get that? This is why this is important. In the beginning, Hebrew was the only language spoken by all nations. At the Tower of Babel, the Most High confounded their languages, that they may not understand one another's speech. Now, you go back into your Bible and take a look at that. You know about the Tower of Babel. It came about as a result of what? The flood, the great flood with Noah and his sons survived. Only 8 people survived. And now here it is years later, and led by Nimrod. Y'all don't hear me though. Led by Nimrod, the people decided they was going to build a tower so tall that it reached to heaven. They was going to build a tower so tall that another flood of such magnitude would not affect them. They would be safe from it. But at that tower, called the Tower of Babel, the Most High confused the languages. In other words, it went away from being just Hebrew to they began to speak other language, French, Spanish, German, well, Deutsch, they call it, Hangul, that's what the Koreans speak, Japanese, Chinese. He split them up according to language, different type of African languages. He split them up. And this is important, I'm bringing this up now. He split the languages of the nation, and those who could understand each other began to what? Concentrate unto themselves and move to be unto themselves. They didn't deal with people who they didn't understand. That was the Most High that did that. At the Tower of Babel, the Most High confounded their languages that they may not understand one another's speech. From that time, all nations started speaking different languages. Palah, who was living during the time of the Tower of Babel, named his son Eber, because he kept the language from the past. The word Eber, that's E-B-E-R, is the Hebrew word for Iban, which means past. What you need to do is read Genesis 11:1, and then jump down to verses 6 through 7, and Genesis 10, verses 21 through 25. Additionally, it is noted that the front of the King James Version Holy Bible, 1611 edition, that the Bible was translated out of the original tongue, which is Hebrew. Are you understanding what I'm saying? The original tongue on the earth was Hebrew. The lASHAWAN qADASH, the Holy Tongue. You see that? The original tongue found in the Bible, the 1611 was translated from, was Hebrew. That the Bible was translated out of the original language, which is Hebrew. The Hebrew language came directly from the Most High, who specifies that he is the creator of all things. Y'all with me so far? I'm going to keep going. What you need to do is read Isaiah 45 and 7. Hebrew is the main language spoken by the powers of heaven as well. You find that in Acts 26, 12 through 14. In the Hebrew alphabet, there are 22 letters, unlike the English alphabet, which has 26. There are only 2 vowels in the Hebrew alphabet. There is the letter A, if you speak in English, which is A, as in Abba, and the letter I, as in it. Notably, the 2 vowels stand to differ as the 5 vowels in the English alphabet. Let me say that again. Notably, the 2 vowels stands to differ as the 5 vowels in the English alphabet. The language which the so-called Jews speak is called Yiddish. And what it is a combination of Hebrew and other languages, mainly European dialects. That's all it is. In other words, it's a bunch of garbage. It's been adulterated. It's been bastardized. Again, the Hebrew language in its original form has 22 letters. There are other letters added in the so-called Jews dialect, which therefore do not give the same sounds as the original Hebrew language. Learning the Hebrew language is important. And it's important because the Most High revealed to us in Jeremiah 3 and 9 that he is going to turn to the people, he's going to return to the people a pure language. This is why it's important to learn Hebrew. In Jeremiah 3 and 9, the Most High says he's going to return to what? So-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, a pure language. This language is Hebrew, or better known as the lASHAWAN qADASH, which means holy or pure tone. Moreover, all the records of the Bible and other important holy writings were originally written in Hebrew. For instance, the Dead Sea Scrolls, y'all heard about that, right? The Dead Sea Scrolls and the ancient scrolls are all written in Hebrew. Furthermore, it tells you in the Apocrypha that the same things, and this is very important, particularly when you pray, particularly when you're talking to the Most High, even when you read the scriptures. Listen to this now. In the Apocrypha, the same things uttered in Hebrew and translated into another tongue have not the same force in them. So therefore, we must search out our language, Hebrew, which was the first language spoken by all nations on the earth. And we hope that these classes every Friday will stir your interest. See, we want to spark some interest in you, and we hope these classes serve as an introduction to the greatest language there ever was, Hebrew, and this is the greatest language on the planet Earth. The Wada La Yahweh Wa Yahweh Shai. So let's get to it, Israel. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. What you see in front of you right now on the screen, all right? What you see right now on the screen is the alphabets of the lASHAWAN qADASH. These are the alphabets, and we're going to jump. We're going to jump past this real quickly because I'm looking at who's in the chat room and who's in the classroom right now, and these brothers and sisters in the classroom, I'm pretty sure they know this alphabet. But just in case somebody new is here, haven't really checked into the classroom, if you're here, go ahead and check into the classroom. Let us know who's sitting out there listening. If you're here, we're going to go over these alphabets. It's written in front of you right now in the ancient. This is called the ancient Hebrew. Some people say it's block letters. It's like printing. But these are the alphabet of the lASHAWAN qADASH. And starting with the first one, we're going to take our time. We're going to walk through these. We got a little time in front of us, so we don't have to rush. So we're going to start with the A, Ba, Ga, Da, Ha, Wa, Za, Kha. You get that? Hear that guttural? Kha, Ta, Ya, Ka. This Ka is not to be confused with the Ka. That's Ka. Ka, a hard K sound or a hard C sound. Ka. Then we jump down here. La, Ma, Na, Sa, I, Pa, Taza, Kwa, Ra, Sha, and we got Tha right there. Okay? Everybody got that? Everybody got that? We are going to do some writing. We're going to bring something new to you. I know we've been away for a few minutes, but we are back. And we're going to try to cover a lot of stuff today. We're going to try to cover a lot of stuff today. One of the things that we have not covered in the past, and Salakia, if I, Salakia, we're going to give you a little bit of history. We're going to give you a little bit of history so that we can be helped even in the lASHAWAN qADASH class. What we want to do is help wipe away the brainwashing of this country, of America, of Esau running the world. So we're going to give you a blank screen. We're going to bring you up a blank screen. Now, I know y'all used to going someplace, but here's some things I bet you didn't know. And what I need you to do, our students that take notes, that's been in this class, know to take notes. So I trust you got your ink pen, you got your paper, and all of that, right? And what we're going to deal, first of all, today, and as we're in the first parts, we're still in the first parts of the end of the year. Did I mess you up? I said we're still in the first parts of the end of the years, the year. Why do I say that? Well, that's because the year begins, according to the Most High, according to the scriptures, between March 22nd and April 21st. This is the time in which the Passover falls. And according to the scriptures, these shall be the beginning of months. Captain LeBron brought out last night in his scripture breakdown class that if you go over in Genesis, you'll find out in the beginning, God created the heavens and earth. That's Genesis 1. If you keep reading through what they call the creation, right, it comes a time that he brought forth all the plants. Let me ask you a question. Right now, can I bring any live plants? If I go out here right now, at least up here in Michigan, when I dig a hole, and don't put seeds in, but put seedlings. That's little bitty plants that's already come up out of their seeds, right? If I take them out here right now on this ground, dig a hole and put those plants in there and go back tomorrow morning, what I'm going to find? I'm going to find dead plants because they're going to freeze overnight and die. And die. You see, this cannot be the beginning because this is the time when all plant life seem to die or go into their dormant state. This is winter. And the winter is going to be here until a when? Around March 22nd. You see? I think they call it the spring or the vernal equinox. You see? Spring won't begin. The beginning won't begin. You won't see life springing out of the ground again in this particular latitude where we exist, because we have all four seasons: spring, summer, winter, and fall, fall and winter. And we won't see life coming out the ground again until the spring. This is the beginning of the month. Okay? So that's why I said, while we in the middle or still in the beginning of the dead season, we coming to the end of the year. We coming up on the end. This is the ending of our year, right? I want to bring you something new that we haven't done before. I know you got a blank screen in front of you, but ride with a brother for a minute if you could. If you dare, just ride with a brother for a minute. Stay in the classroom. Ride with a brother for a minute. Because I'm going to bring you a little lesson. And you know what? When the nations, and when I say nations, let's think about it in the terms of nationality. Nationality. There was a time when the nationalities was determined by their clan or by their bloodline. Before the Romans, after the Romans, they began to say your nationality was based on where you was, based on where you live physically. It was a geographical thing. But before then, it was a clan thing. It was a clan thing. Shalom, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Kaya Allah. Glad to see you in the class. Before the Romans took over and the Europeans took over, before Esau took over, nationality was determined by your clan, by your bloodline. And so what we want to do right now is go back to those, it was 18 nations in the earth. I don't know how many they have now. Somebody here, somebody there. Nations is small. It's Fiji. It's large as China. You know, you got Myanmar. You got, I don't know, 52 countries in Africa. They call themselves individual nations and nationalities. Well, originally, and you know, here's the real important part. I don't care what man has decided to do or put in his books. They can't change what the Most High has done. Right? They can't change what the Most High has done. The Most High put 18 nationalities or 18 nations in the earth. Now, the first thing we want to know is, who are those 18 nations? Who are those 18 nations? And like I said, we're going to talk right now. We're going to get the writing. Your fingers going to get some exercise. Your ink pen going to get some exercise. But there was 18 nations. So get your pencil, get your paper, and take these down. The order in which I give these have no significance whatsoever. I do want you to know that these 18 nations came from Noah. And they came through his three sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, after the flood. Now, if you want some scripture, let me give some scripture. Back this up. You know, in the ISUPK, it's line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little, there a little. So I'm not just talking out the side of my neck. You want to read, you want to go to Genesis, write that down. Genesis, starting at chapter 10, the entire chapter. Genesis, chapter 19. You want to use verses 30 through 38 to understand these 18 nations. And then you want to go to Genesis, chapter 25, and go from verse 21 through verse 30. And you can read for yourself that everything that I'm telling you is the absolute truth. 18 nations in the face of the earth. You understand? 18 nations in the face of the earth. You look at all them little nations that make up Europe, right? Some of them should be combined. You get that? You look at the so-called different nationalities in the United States. And believe it or not, a lot of those happen to be one nation. We'll get to that. You might have 30 million over here, 17 million over there, about 20 million of these, but they're all one nation. They're all one nation. So here we go. You got your pen, you got your paper, you ready to take notes? The 18 nations, and these are the names that they are known by today. It's only 18. So they are not hard to remember. Number one is India. India. Number two, Assyria. This is according to the Bible. Assyria, Assyria. The next one is Syria, Syria. Number four is Arabs. Arabs. And the next one is the Chinese. And when we get to the end of this list, you're going to have 18. After the Chinese, we got the Japanese. Now watch this. The next one, this is real interesting because they didn't split themselves up and call themselves by many a name, but the next nation is the so-called white people. Just write it down just like that. I don't care if they from what, America, Canada, Germany, France, England, Spain, Italy, Croatia, Russia, the so-called white people. And after that, you ought to know who it is. It's Yasharallah or Israel. Next, we come upon the Ethiopians. After that, we got the Egyptians. Now, let me know if I go over 18. After the Egyptians, you want to look to North Africa. North Africa. And of course, after North Africa, right down South Africa. Now, what I'm going to do is come back. Once I get all 18, I'm going to come back and let you know how to find them in the Bible. How? By giving you the names that where they can be found in the Bible. I bet you didn't know that India was in the Bible. I bet you didn't know that the Chinese was in the Bible, that the Japanese was in the Bible, that South Africans were in the Bible. After the South Africans, you got the French. And then you got the Russians. After them, the Greek. Then the Germans. And then you have the Spaniards or Spain. And finally, you have Italy, out of which Rome grew. Italy. You got all 18 of those? Now let's take some time to look at their biblical names. And when we read their biblical names, they are going to be in the Hebrew language. India is in biblical terms is Elam, E-L-A-M, Elam. That's India. So when you go through the Bible and you start reading and you come across the people Elam, you know they're talking about them goddamn East Indians, them nasty, horrible East Indians. Next, you got Ashur. Ashur or Asher. In Psalms 83, you got a passage in there that says Ashur or Asher has hope in the children of Lot. That's Assyria. Ashur, A-S-S-H-U-R. And understand this is an English pronunciation. I'm going to give you, before today is over, I am going to give you the Hebrew pronunciation. Hashamawana Ashara Gawayam. And this is the Hebrew pronunciation of these biblical names. Because understand, when we read the biblical name, what we're reading, mainly English, right? Elam, Ashur, the next one is Aram. That's Syria is called Aram. Now, I know y'all can tell me the name of these Arabs, right? Or the Arabs, however you want to pronounce it. Can anybody tell me what the Arabs might be called? Shalom, Yahweh Shemalatah, Sister Carolyn out of Chicago. You know what? Right now, I got to say this. The folks that's in this class right now, and y'all do know the generals and the captains, they look in on here. I got to give y'all big ups because y'all do not miss. Every time I come on here and teach this class, you guys are right there. You in class learning this Hebrew. Big ups to all of y'all. Big ups to all of y'all. Where were we at? The Arabs. Who can tell me, and all you got to do is type it in, just like you checked in, type it in. Who can tell me what is the biblical name for the Arabs? Take a guess. Take a wild guess. Give you a few seconds. And I'm going to give you a hint. Almost every people has a progenitor. All the people have a progenitor or started somewhere with somebody. They started somewhere and they started with somebody. So tell me about these Arabs. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here while y'all thinking about that. And I'm just talking about the Arabs because y'all know I like class participation. While y'all thinking about that, what I'm going to do is run a song real quick. And I want y'all to think on that. All right? I want y'all to think on that. And I'm going to run you a song real quick. And when I get back, I'll hope to see the answer. Yeah. We back. We back. I got some answers. And you know, I like to pick with y'all sisters. These brothers are on it today. I meant to tell y'all, a white y'all should not mess with a white at all. That's a heavy officer of 50 right there. Y'all see that answer? The question was, who who is the progenitor of the father of the Arabs? Why y'all got it right? And look at here. qADASH ain't half stepping either. Hold up, let me put that back up there. Officer qADASH and ain't half stepping either. Them brothers got it right. They got it right. Ishmael. You see that? Ishmael. And then you got the Chinese, right? The Chinese is called Moab. Write that down. The Chinese are called Moab, and they're cousins. We gonna get into this. We're gonna go deep with this. The Japanese are called Ammon. That's Ammon. Ammon, some people say. Ammon. And then, of course, the so-called white people, right? Somebody quickly. I ain't gonna put no music on, but somebody quickly. Give me two different names for so-called white people. What do they call? I know. I mean, this is ISUPK teaching 101. Everybody should know this one. Everybody should know this one. What is the biblical name for white folks? For the devil that the Bible speaks of. What is the biblical name for the devil that the Bible speaks of? Because y'all do know that the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Okay. I ain't mad. That's one name. Somebody give me another name. Oh, sisters, y'all got to get fast on the trigger because Brother Kayala, he ain't playing. Absolutely correct. It's Edom and Esau. It's Edom and Esau. Shemayim, she jumped in there with Esau real quick. She ain't going to be outdone. I love it. Y'all having a ball. Who behind here? Uh-oh. Look at Officer 50, a white guy. Do anybody recognize I recognize that second word? Adumian, right? All those are correct. I want y'all to know that all those are correct. All those are correct. All right. Then we have Israel, and believe it or not, the biblical name for Israel is Israel. Understand, this is biblical names in the English. That's what we're working with right here. Biblical names in the English, and everybody has got the answers correct so far. Next, we got the Ethiopians. Absolutely correct, Sister DD. You know, and if y'all hear me refer to somebody by initials, that's because we're not trying to pump up these slave names. I'm going to get with Officer 50. I know Sister DD's husband personally, and so I'm going to get with him. This sister is an outstanding sister. We love to see you in the school. And for those who don't know, if you're in Detroit, the address of the school, the physical brick and mortar school is what? 12355 Gratiot Avenue. We love to see you in the school. And if you wasn't there last night, oh my God. Oh my. 12355 Gratiot Avenue. That's ISUPK here in Detroit. That's where we are located. Gratiot Avenue over on the east side. And there's nothing better, if I may, than being in the physical presence of your brothers and sisters. Okay, I see the sister out of Chicago. She got Esau in there, Sister DD. And the sister out of Chicago, so y'all know, she getting her name shortly. Y'all just don't, she's gonna get her name shortly. And Sister DD, both of y'all came up with the same answer. Just so everybody know, I'm not just talking. You see that? That's Sister DD right there. And the Sister CR out of Chicago, up under Big Priest, Cap Marquardt. Y'all know Cap Marquardt, the head of the whole Midwest, right? This is a heavy sister right here because she don't play. She don't play. I done got the reports. She in Sabbath service. She served the brothers at the school. I got the reports now, and y'all can check on it too. But and what we do. This is just a conversation, and we teach each other, and we love each other. We teach each other. You see, and that sister got it right. Esau, that's the white man. Idumean, Esau, Edom, that's the so-called oppressor. Because you do know that your oppressor is the so-called white man, is Esau. Esau, the Bible say, was the one that what? Covered the faces of the prophets. That's who covered the faces of the prophets, Esau. But anyway, let's go on back down. Israel is Israel in the Bible. The Ethiopian. Now, as I call out the name, if you think you know what the biblical name of that people is, then just drop it off in the chat. And I promise you, I'll put it up on the screen. I'll put it up on the screen. I'm going to try to go a little fast. I ain't know I was moving that slow. We've been in this almost an hour already. But the Ethiopians, they are two things they are known by in the Bible. Their biblical names is Cush, C-U-S-H, and Ethiopians. You got that? Cush, C-U-S-H, and Ethiopians. Next, we got the Egyptians. You'll find them in the Bible. Their biblical name is two biblical names as well, and that's Mizraim or Mitzrayim and Egypt. The spelling of Mitzrayim is M-I-Z-R-A-I-M. North Africa is Foot, not F-O-O-T, but P-H-U-T. Some people will pronounce it as put, but it's P-H-U-T. And then you have them damn South Africans, you know, Nelson Mandela, Winnie, and all them, the ANC and all them. Watch this. If you're an Israelite, you done heard about these people. They are called Canaan or the Canaanites. Those are the Canaanites. The French is Gomer, that's G-O-M-E-R. The Russians, and you're going to recognize this, is Magog. You've heard that term before. That's Magog. The Greeks are Javan, or J-A-V-A-N, Javan. The Germans, now watch this. Watch this, watch this, watch this. This might open some eyes here, are Ashkenaz. That's A-S-H-K-E-N-A-Z, Ashkenaz. Now, sidebar for just a few seconds. Those Jewish people that's occupying our land right now, if you studied even a little tiny bit, you came across a phrase called Ashkenazi Jews. The Ashkenazi Jews. That means German Jews. You see that? And really, it should say Ashkenazi Jewish, because these folks ain't Jews, none whatsoever. But they call Ashkenaz. Ashkenaz with a Z at the end, A-S-H-K-E-N-A-Z. And then the Spaniards or Spain. You heard Paul talk about them, and they are called Tarshish. You read about them in the New Testament, Tarshish. And finally, the 18th nation on the face of the earth is what? Kitim or Kittim, K-I-T-T-I-M. When you hear me use that long I, right, and that short A, like in Mizraim, you hear that long I? That's because I'm pronouncing it with the ancient Hebrew lettering. But in English, it would be Mizraim for Egyptians, and for Italy, it would be Kittim, Kittim. All right, I've been doing all the work. Let me switch up over here on the computer. And now what we're finna give you is the Hebrew pronunciation of each of these nations. All right? We're going back to the top. What was the first nation? The first nation was India. And we found that the biblical name for India, that's the biblical name in the English, is Elam. But what is the Hebrew pronunciation of that nation? It is, watch this. See if I can do this. Here we go. Salakia. There we go. I know I've been away. I'm going to be a little bit rusty. But I got you. I got you. This is the first nation. Somebody tell me what I just wrote. I'm looking at y'all now. Somebody tell me what I just wrote. How is that pronounced? What is the pronunciation of what I just wrote? Please tell me. Where you at? This is a Hebrew class now. This is a Hebrew class. So if you're still in the class, what nation is this right here? That's a nation. I just do. Uh-oh. I just lost all my chats, I think. That's all right. Y'all jump right back in there. Who can pronounce that for me? Oh, I got you back. I got you back. Bara Laba Banath. Let's see what we got. Shalom, Yahweh Shemalatah, Bahashem Yahweh Shah. Bara Laba Banath. Yashakar Rib of Yashakar Ban Yashakar from RGV Text. Look at here. It's one of my sisters right here. You tell Yashakar, say, Shalom Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. What's up? All right. What we got here? Bararo I Halam. Is that right? That's a little bit off. You're close, sis. You're close. Who else got something? That's close. That's real close. I'm pretty sure you can see what I'm doing. This is I, and this is Lam. But what is this right here? What letter is that? Is that Ha? Is that a Ha? I don't think that's a Ha. Right there. I don't think that's a Ha. Somebody else, real quick, because y'all know we got just 1 hour left, right? So jump in there. It's not Ahalam. This is where you're off right here, sis. Sister corrected herself. Watch this. And she got it right. Ayalam. 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 That is absolutely correct. So India is Ayalam. That's them nasty East Indians that own all the goddamn Church's chicken. You understand? And I do have to comment on that. Look, the only fried chicken that tastes real good come from Israel. Y'all know we've been frying chicken for the last 35, 4,500 years. Can't nobody out fry a sister in some chicken. Now, nobody on the face of the planet. And this is why. This is why. Go back and study if you could, if you dare. Deuteronomy 28. That'll tell you why the East Indians, beginning at the 15th verse, 14th, 15th verse, that'll tell you why the East Indian own all the Church's chicken. And they got a black woman at Popeye's chicken, but black folks don't own Popeye chicken. You see what I'm saying? Black folks don't own Ayalama. Sister Didi, look at here. You see this right here? That's a connector. So remember, as we read from right to left, when you have a connector, that second letter takes on the soft sound. You understand? La ma would be correct if this little thing right here wasn't there. You see that? So instead of that's la ma, that become lam. Lam. All righty? That become lam because of the connector. So let me hit that real quick. Let me jump over here where I can write it down. I just want to hit it real quick. Anytime you have a connector could be a little circle like this, or it could be a V like that. So if I did something like this, watch this. Right? We know that this is a qua, and we know this is a da, and we know this is a sha. But we also know that when these are connected, this takes on a soft sound because of this connector right here. So this is qADASH, because the soft sound of the sha is sh, and the soft sound of the ma right here is mm. So that's lam and dash. You see what I'm saying? So that's where we are right there. Let me get my eraser on here, get some of this cleaned up. And that's the only reason, that's the only mistake. Just remember, when you see that connector, right? When you see that connector, the second letter that's connected in the connector takes on the soft sound. All right, we're gonna move on. I'm not gonna rush. That's the inclination, is to rush. So, but I'm not gonna rush because we're gonna be here. All right. So the next nation was Assyria. In the Bible, it's called Ashur. And let me write the name of Ashur in Hebrew. What the? Oh, that's my eraser, Salakia. You with me? Who can pronounce that? Write that out in some English letters for me. This is the nation of Ashur, or Assyria. But in Hebrew, we would recognize them as, what's the name there? Somebody help a brother out. Somebody help a brother out. And then after this one, I'm just going to keep going because if I keep stopping and having the class figure it out, then we're going to run out of time. Who we got there? My goodness. Absolutely correct. lASHAWAN. That's absolutely correct. lASHAWAN. Absolutely correct. And I'm definitely going to ask y'all, while y'all doing this, go ahead and share this class. Get some more people in it. Let them know we learning some heavy stuff. Who coming up? Brothers, you better get a little faster. These sisters on it now. Labah, she on it. Who else is this? What we got here? I am the boss, sis. I am the boss. I know it say freedom first there, but I'm sure that brother gonna get that chain. That's actually a white guy. He's an officer of 50 here in Detroit, and he's absolutely correct as well. lASHAWAN. Okay, let's run through them. I'm gonna write them. I'm gonna erase them. I'm gonna write them. I'm gonna erase them. So what I need y'all to do is just keep up with a brother. And y'all know I'm doing this with my finger, right? I don't know what happened with my stylus, but you know, when you go through Hebrew Academy, they teach you to be successful in any situation. You adapt and you overcome. All right. lASHAWAN, Syria. And I'm just gonna write them down, and I'm gonna tell you what it is this time. All right. Syria is Aram. That's Syria, Aram. You got that? I ran out of a little place over here, but that's okay. That Ma is actually connected to this Ra right here. Okay. Okay. Aram. The next one is the Arabs, right? And that's Yashamai Allah. Yashamai Allah. Okay. So let's write it. Now watch how this is done. That is Yasha my Allah. Yasha my Allah. And I encourage everybody that's in the Detroit vicinity, if you 12355 Gratiot, particularly on the Sabbath, Officer of 1,000 Zarat, that mighty man, that mighty officer, you run that class. You want to really tighten up on your Hebrew, that's where you need to be. That's where you need to be. Yashima Allah. That is Ishmael. All right? Now now I'm gonna show you something. This is why we study all the time and we study everything. The next one is what? Moab. What's significant about Moab? Awaya, I see you out there. Tell me what's significant about Moab. They are the children of who? Can you tell me? Moab is what? And that is pronounced Mawa Abba. You see that? Mawa Abba. No connectors. You see no connectors, right? Ain't no connectors down there. And this is Moab. We're going to refer back to the Psalms 83, where it says, and Ashur has holpen, Holpen, the children of Lot. Moab is a child of Lot. You see that? And I'm going to show you how the Bible is super true. In modern medicine, right now, today, and in America anyway, I don't know about any other country, it is actually against the law of the country for individuals to marry close relatives. Brothers can't marry sisters, fathers can't marry daughters, sons can't marry mother. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because being so close, genetically, it would cause a defect that is also known as what? Mongoloidism or Mongoloids. The children of Lot are the people that came about as a result of what? Lot's daughters getting him drunk, having sex with him, and getting pregnant by him after they came out of Gomorrah. You understand the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, right? Well, when the angel drug Lot and his family out of Gomorrah, out of Sodom and Gomorrah, right? And they witnessed the destruction of those cities by the Most High. The daughters of Lot say, well, look at here. Every man on the face of the planet is dead. We just seen it, right? So therefore, we have to sleep with our daddy in order to continue our nationality because what? We don't have anybody else. Well, they were wrong. And you know what? Let me sidebar for a minute. That speaks to a lot of what goes on today. How I was raised, how anybody else was raised, or where they were raised, or stuff like that. It's really just a small little speck on this global map. And oftentimes we want to believe and we operate as if what's going on with us in our little remote part of the world is going on in the entire world. And we make the same mistake that the daughters of Lot made. Lot was Abraham's nephew. Abraham was still alive. You see what I'm saying? And the Most High was working with him at this time. At this time. In fact, remember, Abraham was praying and was talking with the Most High, saying, if you find, by chance, if you find one good man, will you destroy the city? It started off, if you find 150, 10, will you destroy the city? But the Most High's angels went down there and told Lot, let's go. We got to get out of here. You see that? And the Most High brought Lot out of there. So we already know there was other people alive. The Egyptians was on the face of the earth and all that. But these sisters, these young sisters, when they looked and saw the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, and they up in the mountains, they saw their mama turn to a pillar of salt, or saw their mama destroyed. All they had was their daddy. As far as they was concerned, they were the only three people alive on the face of the earth. You see the mistake they made? We make the same mistake today. What you talking about, Michelle? What I'm talking about is just because I was raised up in a little town called Inkster, Michigan, how I was raised up doesn't mean rest of the world had the same thing going on. But it is human nature to tend to think, you see, and tend to feel. You see what I'm saying? That if it's happening to me this way and I see it this way, then that's what's going on in the whole wide world. Here's the problem with that. Here's the problem with that. We know that the Bible says a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So we know when it talks about heart and how you feel, it's really about how you're thinking. That verse connects the heart and the mind together. As a man thinketh in his heart, thinketh, when we say thinketh, we already know the brain. And then in his heart, you see what I'm saying? We go down to that physical organ, but it's really talking about emotions. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So we know the heart and the brain is the same thing. But then the scriptures also tell us that the heart is deceitfully wicked above all things. Who can know it? Who can know it? In other words, your thinking is deceitfully wicked. If you are thinking based on anything other than this book called the Bible, if your thinking is based on anything, your conclusions that you draw, what should and shouldn't be, if you're basing that on anything other than the scriptures, then the Bible says it's deceitfully wicked above all things, and it can't be known. Y'all riding with a brother? And it can't be known. You see. That's what it said. I asked about, okay, look at here. Look at there. The sisters say that Moab or Mawa'aba belongs to Lot. She absolutely right. She absolutely right. We were just talking about that. And Salakia for me not getting over to that screen fast enough. All right. The second one is the Japanese, which is Ammon. And what is the name of Ammon? The Hebrew name of Ammon? Here we go. And you know what? When you study this long enough, you can read it in the English and write it in the Hebrew. And that's what you want to get. That's why we do this. I, ma, wan. That's a wa. That's a na. But remember what we said, when you got the connector, that na got to take on the soft sound of the So it's I'm a one. You see that? And you know what? I promise you, I'm not looking at a cheat sheet. I'm not looking at a cheat sheet. I'm looking at the English spelling of the word and then writing it in Hebrew. Make sure you write that down. The first one is Mawa'aba. You got that? That's the Chinese. And then, which is Moab. The Chinese is Moab. And the Japanese is Ammon or Amawan. Amayam. Amayan. I'm a one. Salakia. I'm a one. That's a wa, na, one. I'm a one. I'm a one. And that's the Japanese. And guess what? Mawa Abba and I'm a one are the children of Lot. Assure there's hope in the children of Lot. Why is that important? That means you so-called black man, you so-called Latino, you so-called Native American, the Japanese and the Chinese ain't your damn friends. They have been hoping by Ashur, the Assyria. And when they was hoping or helped, the help that they received was for them to come against you. You see that? For them to come against you. Okay? But these two here, Mawa Abba, Salakia, Mawa Abba, Amma one, these are the children of Lot right here. You see that? Moab is the first one, and Ammon is the second one. All right, let's erase that. Let's get a couple of more up here. I know y'all see me erasing that. I'm trying to keep it clean. I'm trying to keep it clean. Make this a little bit bigger. All right, here we go. That's just to clean it up real fast. All right. Who's after the children of Lot? The Chinese, the Japanese, the so-called white people. This messed me up when I saw this. I was studying this. Here's the so-called white people. Esau, Idumea. Who got me? Who got me? Who got me on this right here? This is Adawan. Oh, Salakia. Salakia. Let me erase that. My mistake, Salakia. There we go. Alawam. Alawam. That's the so-called white people, Alawam. Now, Alawam, that's Lord. Yeah. But Adawan. Well, that's that ma at the end. Got that? Now look at here. Write it in the English for me, if you could. And we're going to pick up next week right where we leave off here. Write it in the English for me. The next one is Israel. Goddamn right, Bara Labah. Alawam. Absolutely, 100% positively correct. The next people we're looking at, we about halfway through this list, is Israel. Now, this is what I'm at, everybody. I ain't gonna put none up on the board until y'all tell me, write it in the English. But what is the Hebrew pronunciation for Israel? Give me the Hebrew. What is Israel in the Hebrew? I'm waiting for y'all. It's not Israel. It's not Israel. What is the Hebrew for Israel? You're absolutely why you're absent. Y'all brothers, look at here. This sister she's super fast. She's super fast. I think you're gonna have to take other counsel because she might have bought like a $15,000 computer or something. She got that back to me so fast. I didn't get it all the way out. And you're absolutely correct, sis, but I'm not gonna put it on the board until I get some more answers. What's the Hebrew word for Israel, the nation of Israel? I'll be right back. I'm gonna give y'all a few minutes of quietness to get that. Y'all know I'm still watching, right? I got 2. I got 3. Who else still with me? Who else still with me? Everybody got to get this. I only expect one person not to get this. When I look in here and I see the names of the people that's in the classroom, I only expect one person not to get this. And the next time this lesson come up, she gonna have it. Israel. Last night, I don't know if we was live when we went, but the brother got promoted last night to an officer of 50. He passed his officer. And guess what? After he got anointed, one of the mighty officers in the back hollered, "Quam something. Quam something." And you hear that a whole lot. You hear that a whole lot in Israel. Officer White, yeah. Look here. Yes, sir. And I don't know if y'all know, but Officer White is conducting classes out of Jackson, Michigan right now. So go on there, look for the class he just did this week. And then when you get there, subscribe to his stuff, right? So when he go online to do his class, even up in Jackson, that y'all tune in automatically, y'all get a notification. Because I know y'all. I don't call nobody to tell them I'm going live. I just go live, and apparently y'all subscribed into the ISUPK for this particular class. Subscribe to that brother the same way, because he heavy. I know he sound new, being an officer of 50. I know a lot. If you're not in the ISUPK, you might think that's something low. No, that's a heavy rank right there. Officer of 50. That's the first line defense right there. He responsible for that young officer is responsible for every trooper in the ISUPK. He's responsible for every student in the ISUPK. I see you, Aqua DD. I see you. I'm missing one. I don't know who else is in the classroom that didn't answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know I don't have my personal phone set on there, so it's somebody down there hiding, but that's okay. That's quite all right. And I'm going to go from the bottom. Boom. Right answer. Boom. Right answer. Boom. Right answer. Boom. Right answer. And boom. Right answer. I'm pleased with all of y'all right there. So let's write it in the Hebrew, shall we? How do we write Yasharala in the Hebrew? You start with the what? You start with the Yah. Let's not play with it. Then you come with the what? Shah. Yashar. And don't notice how this is Yashar. You see what I'm saying? Yashar. Right? Got that? And what's left? Allah. Now I hope y'all writing this down now. Yasha Allah. You see that? And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to get one more, and then we're going to shut it down. The next one is the Ethiopians, which are Cush or Ethiopian. That's their biblical name. But how do we pronounce them in the Hebrew? Boom. Boom. Y'all forget what brother now. I used to get in trouble because my cursive wasn't all that pretty. So. All right, give me the English in this right here. We're going to back on out of this. I'm getting back over there. All right. What's the English to that word right there? Y'all with me? What's the English to that word right there? I just wrote it. This is the Ethiopian. You see what I'm saying? And his biblical name is Cush. And this is actually Cush. This is not Ethiopian. What I've just written is not Ethiopian. What I've just written is Cush, is the Hebrew for Cush. So somebody write me the pronunciation using English language for Cush, because it's right there in front of you. Are you with me? Write it down. Again, I want to remind, while y'all writing this, man, you know what? I don't know who wife that is. That got to be somebody's wife right there. Somebody is teaching this sister right here. Somebody is teaching this sister right here. That's absolutely correct. Is that Officer Yashikar from Texas? Is that the same? Is that the same brother? Sister Salakia. Is that Yashikar from Texas? Is this Yashikar's wife? One of Yashikar's wife right here. Wives right here. That's heavy. That sister is, look, we're going to have to take this as the council goes, shit, our computer is so damn fast. Shalom, Shabayim Matama. Oh, y'all talking to each other now. Okay. That's okay. I appreciate that. Take it. Let me see what we got here. I thought so. That's my nigga right there. Y'all excuse me. Salakia. That's my nigga there, Yashikar. That nigga by every bit of 4'7" and will fight Godzilla now. He will fight Godzilla for Israel. That's my nigga right there. You see. Khan, that brother doing a good job, sis. I'm proud of your husband. I'm proud of you too. I'm pleased with your husband. I'm pleased with you. You know, pride goes before fall. But yeah, I thought that was you. Good answer. I'm gonna start teaching my wives every day, just to keep up with that sister right there. I'm teaching my wives every day. I'm gonna teach them before the class. That might be unfair. I'm gonna teach. I don't. Let me see here. I'm counting my peoples, because you know we almost done. I got 8 folks I'm seeing this in class. I'm missing somebody. I need somebody to check in. I'm counting 7 people that's constantly active. But okay. I got 9 people now. Big ups to Yashikar. We spent some time together up here in Michigan, Detroit. And it was my understanding he went back to Texas, but we're going to see him soon because I know he ain't going to miss the Passover. Who else? Let me see. Let me look at these answers. Officer 50, Awadya, absolutely correct. Kawash is the right answer. I'm going to just put them up there. Boom. Boom. You see that? I'm going to put them up there. Who else got an answer? I'm the bar, sis. I'm the bar. Akwad Bara. Now, if anybody else is in the classroom, check in with me. If anybody else is in the classroom, check in with me. We look, there's no shame in our game here. We all here. We learning together. We are what Israelites. We Yasharala. We already gone through that one. We Yasharala, and we teaching each other. So if you a brother or sister out there, check on into the classroom. Let everybody know you here. And here's why I ask people to do that. Because when Shemayim checks in, I don't know who she encourages, but checking in. When CR, the sister out of Chicago, check in, I don't know who she encourages. When DD, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be straight up, DD everywhere. Every place I go, I see Aqua DD there. It's time for Aqua. And she been there so long. I'm like, sister been in school about the last year. Either encourage your husband to get your Hebrew name, or if you don't have a husband, come down to the school, 12355. Talk to Captain LeBon. Or talk to one of them officers at the school. They'll put you in contact with Captain LeBon. And just for everybody to know, as far as these classes online, I don't care if it's me, if it's any brother out of Detroit, Commander General Yohana, General Mahaiman, Captain Tazaria. This sister DD is there in class. She don't hold it up. You know, that's the dedication that we need. That's the obedience to the Most High. That's the spirit, the zeal that we need, because you do understand. And here's why this is important. And then we're gonna go ahead and end this class. That's it for the Hebrew tonight. I'm gonna just throw a little bit at y'all. Here's why it's important, and I'm not trying to blow the sister's head up, but the reason it's important, and there's that type of zeal for the nation of Yasharala is important, is because it's the same reason you see the coronavirus tearing New York up. It's the same reason we got to have the Passover in Texas. You see, when you got those many people being zealous for the Most High with knowledge. You know, there's a scripture that say you have a zeal, but you don't have knowledge, right? And I'm paraphrasing. But when you got zeal and knowledge, and you can say Khan Alawan Khan, you can say the Wala Alawan, you know, when you can be obedient to your husband and all of that, right? What you do is you raising up the nation of Israel through your obedience. If you think Israel got the short end of the stick, sisters particularly, if you think Israel has the short end of the stick and you tired of being on the bottom, you tired of seeing your husband and your son and your brother and your father and your nephew struggle, get in this truth. And obey this truth. Obey the law, statute, commandments of the Most High. And you'll see stuff come into being, like we've seen the coronavirus come in here and y'all know what the coronavirus did, right? Every damn holiday in 2020 got shut down. Every holiday they want to celebrate got shut down. They might have snuck out there and kept Valentine's Day, but after that, wasn't no Easter to speak of. Wasn't no Mother's Day to speak of. The 4th of July, you had to watch the fireworks on TV. Y'all don't hear me though. Thanksgiving, they told y'all to stay your ass at home. They told America to stay their ass at home. They left, and now what they got? Greater numbers and a whole different strain of the damn COVID. Christmas, they left it alone. And it's been the quietest New Year's I've seen in Detroit in my whole lifetime. In my whole lifetime. You see? So that's why these classes are super important. And I can't help but bestow accolades upon folk I see all over the internet. Officer of 50, a white guy. He put out his first class this past week. Man, look at here. Excellent class. I'm looking at everybody else up in here. I know something about y'all. Stay strong. Stay strong. Stay strong. Stay strong. Like I say, Akwat Bara, Yashakar's wife. Stay strong. Y'all stay in the truth. I'll see y'all next week. I'll see. And if I didn't mention you in this, that either means you married to me already. Oh, Salaki. I got to mention Kayala. Salaki. Let me pronounce that right. Yeah, that brother done checked in and he running with us now. Keep studying, mighty man. Keep studying and keep living this. All right. That's the end of the lASHAWAN qADASH for the day. We're gonna say Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shah Barakatah. We're gonna say Yahweh Shemalatah Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shah. Kwam Yasharala. Shalom, Israel.